This is my review of Chapter 10 of the Bleach Manga. We open with a funny scene of a kid losing power in the corner, and he calls out to his grandfather saying the TV went out, and then his grandfather says Tarnation, the washer went out too. So we have to get confirmed that this is really bad localization, because they wrote in Tarnation, which is not a fucking thing they would say in Japan, and it gets even worse later. I think this is Viz. I'm reading this on the Shonen Jump app, and it's produced by Viz, so I'm assuming these are Viz translations, so I'm going to blame Viz and say that they have really shitty, awful translations. Or, well, this isn't even translations, this is localization. This is someone taking the translation and then adapting it. So it's whoever that person is. It's not the translator, it's whoever's localizing it. It's the localizations that is the issue, not the translation. It's important to make that distinction because a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I really don't either, but I at least know the difference between those two things. So we see Chad broke the pole over the Hollow's head because he, in the last episode, picked up the power pole and asked Rukia where to swing it. Rukia tells the Hollow to give up. But then something attacks Chad and Rukia from behind. We see a nice chapter cover where it shows, it's very simple once again. It shows a side shot of Chad, his sleeve is up like that. He's kind of flexing, and we see a tattoo on his arm. I don't remember what the tattoo was, I didn't write it down, but there's some nice detailed muscles and stuff on his arm. We cut back, they're pinned down by these really small creatures, and the Hollow begins gloating about how he's won the stuff. He says he's gonna save Rukia for dessert, so that means he's gonna eat Chad first, but then Chad gets up and he throws the creatures off of his back. Chad almost hits the Hollow again. It jumps back and kind of berates him a little bit. And then Rukia tells him to stop attacking randomly and to kick above her, and so he does, and it kicks creatures off of her. The Hollow flies up into the air. And then Chad keeps attacking wildly, but Rukia tells him that it's in the air and she has a plan to hit it. And then we cut to Chad holding Rukia like this. He has his hand holding her knee, and her feet, I guess, are on his arm and hand, his right arm and hand. And she wants him to throw her into the air. He tells her he thinks it's a stupid plan, but she just kind of says that she doesn't have to take that from him. He throws her up the air as the Hollow's talking about how he's going to defeat them, and he kind of freaks out that she's coming toward him. She tells him to give up, and he says, oh yeah, I'll give up, and then he says, psych, and he reveals that there's a creature on his shoulder, and it squeezes its head like that, and something comes out. And there's these weird things that look like leeches that land on Rukia, and she falls down. There's some liquid that came out as well. Chad catches her and can ask her what happened. She says that she was careless, I think, or something like that. Then the Hollow lands, and it sticks out its tongue, and it causes the leeches to explode. And there's a big one that hits her on the head, and it looks like blood comes shooting out of her head. And the Hollow reveals that its tongue makes a noise that causes the leeches to explode like this. Rukia gets up, so it doesn't seem like these leeches are all that painful. They weren't that effective. But then Chad starts going toward the Hollow, and it reveals that it got Yoichi, and that stops Chad from attacking it. And he has creatures on it ready to blow it up if Chad does try to attack it. So then he wants Rukia to run to make it fun for him to hunt her one more time. So Rukia does start running. The creatures pursue her. She dodges two of them as they attack like that. She jumps above them, and then there's a third one to where she was going to land that it hits her. And the Hollow detonates the leeches, and they blow up on her arm, basically destroying her arm. Her arm's all bloody and useless now. And she keeps running. Her arm's just kind of dragging behind her because she can't move it or anything. And as she's running, the Hollow just keeps throwing these creatures at her, and one of them hits a thing, I think an electric box, and it like splatters everywhere when it misses her. And then it tells her that she doesn't have to run, she can attack it, and she stops. And he kind of asks what she's doing, and she says, "You're right, I can stop running now, and I'm going to attack you." And then a foot hits the hollow in the head, and it drives it to the ground, and then it shows it's Ichigo, and he berates Rukia for being in the state that she's in, because she said she wouldn't be careless. The hollow gets mad that Ichigo's standing on its head, so he jumps off, and it stands up, and then Ichigo introduces himself as a substitute Shinigami. This is a pretty good chapter. A lot of action. I don't really have a lot to say about it. But I liked it. Yeah. I don't think I really have anything to say. I mean, that's it. It was a good chapter. It kept moving. It was entertaining. The ability is pretty weird. To be able to blow up leeches and shit. The whole leech thing is weird, and so are these creatures. But yeah, I don't have a lot to really say about this. So yeah. That's it for chapter 10.